old petrified plants almost, right?
Yes, yeah, and they have a process where it's into liquid, so it's really in its natural. It's more in its natural state,
Cool.
not isolated. That's everything I want to do. It's more. I want to try all our products. I want it in its cleanest, natural state as possible. Like our greens are cultured with probiotics. They're not just thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually cultured, and so it's more absorbable and usable by the body. And it's high in the ormus elements, which is called the monatomic elements, like gold and silver and that. So, yeah, there's some magical stuff in that land out there, which we utilize to grow and culture our greens and that, and the fulvic acid and all that stuff. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard stuff about fulvic acid before, but never really dove too much into it. I've just heard it's a really good, like heavy metal detoxifier, almost like a Shieldor, almost. So,
yes,
very cool.
Yes.
Cool, man. So what are the next steps for Sunwarrior? What are the goals of the next couple years? Where do you look to be?
Well, we're trying to get this to public. We're trying to get it mainstream where they can kind of really take the time to take the energy and time to look what we got and see some of the people. If you do this right, nutrition right with the right strategy, where you have good protein, good carbohydrates, good fats, you really will look good and feel good, and will enhance your training, your work, your consciousness. So I think, we have over 300 million people in the United States, and our crowd, the raw food crowd and stuff, is really a small community. It's, 50 to 100,000 people maybe. You got vegetarians, which is bigger, maybe 20 million, but the raw food, which is really, that's really the easiest on your body, which is living, that's a little hard for the average person. But, start somewhere. Go more to a plant-based, go to a more vegetarian diet, and start getting in more raw. Take it like a journey. Now, if I can convey that message easier to a general public where they'll look at somebody, that's why I'm trying to get this cast of characters, I call it. I got super elite people with health in their 80s, like Jake Quartich. There's another guy, Bob Delmonique, that takes our protein. He used to train Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe, believe it or not. The guy's in his 80s too, tan, looks good. So I got something for the older people. I have something for the women. I have I have a lot of people that take our product. And I'm trying to get them to send the word out. I'm putting a video together and a newsletter where actually we'll have the experts speak. So it'll be something for everybody in that crowd. These people are all vibrant, look good. So maybe they can get the message out versus just one person. So that's what I'm trying to develop. I'm working with some really world-class athletes right now, but they've been sponsored by other companies, but they secretly take our product. And some of them are ultimate fighters. Some of them are vegetarian, the UFC fighters. Some of those guys, they really train hard, and we're actually taking a lot of our products now, training for the ultimate fighters, and that. Some of them are the vegetarians right now. So, and some of them secretly took our products, but they're endorsed by a whey protein company that gave them $200,000. So I don't want to mention who that is, but we have a lot of elite athletes taking our stuff. Sunwarrior doesn't really pay any of our people for endorsements. We actually work with them, and we kind of work together where we give them exposure and they talk about us. But every people that are experts that we have now are actually take our product and like our product. So,
man, you hit the nail on the head for something for me right there. Just because, a lot of my passions evolve out of a little bit more of the extreme sports world with skiing and surfing and stuff like that, And it just kills me, like when I'm watching the X Games and I see somebody come down, stick like a misty 1440 on a pair of skis, and they ski down, and what do? They throw a monster in their hand as soon as they get down to the bottom of the hill when they're in their interview. And it's just like, that is that it just makes me kind of sick to my stomach, to the point where, it's just like, it's driving these people who are athletes, and anybody who's striving to be like them, it's the exact opposite of what they really need to be doing. And those companies are dumping all their money into targeting that market because it's the extreme market, Imagine if those type of athletes were on a quality nutrition. Imagine the stuff they'd be able to do.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to really work with some really high-profile athletes, and I'll do a trade-off. I'll give them 40 years' experience. I know I could add years on to an athlete's career. It's laughable to me that an athlete's career is over in their 30s. It's just, I'm approaching 60. I'm in better shape now at 60. That I'm going to be 59. I'm in better shape now than I was in my 40s. You know, and I'm doing stuff that I was doing in my 30s, and that's working out wise. So if I was an athlete, it's almost like being a high level athlete approaching 60. You know, I don't know if everybody can do that, but I'm saying I bet you I can add at least 5 or more years onto an athlete's career by cleansing, not letting the joints harden up, cleansing and rebuilding. It's almost like rebuilding an antique car, really. You ever see the old Corvettes and the old antique? They look like brand showroom condition. Mm-hmm. It's almost the same thing. You got to strip it down to its bare parts and rebuild it back up. That's the thing I'm into now. You know, I have infrared saunas, and I'm doing a rebounding now. I'm doing other stuff now that I'm testing, and I'm going to be kind of making my notes. I'm getting heavy metals out of my body with an infrared sauna and rebounding before I go in there, taking niacin to dilate the blood vessels. So I'm doing some cutting-edge stuff. I'm always looking for the most cutting-edge stuff to retard the aging process. So that's kind of the adventure I'm on now. It's kind of convey that to the masses here. And it's, where do you want to take your health? Where do you want to take it? You could take it to any level you really want. And if I was an athlete, I would sure learn more about nutrition versus just training methods. You know, because nutrition is an art in itself of cleansing and rebuilding and staying young. Because you build a whole new bloodstream every 90 days. Why does it have to get toxic and old? What you put in today will be walking and talking tomorrow. And I learned that from my mentor, Paul Bragg, was a comment that got me started into health at the age of 13, was that comment, why grow old? And he was surfing in his 90s. You know, I talked to his daughter and that when we were working on Sunwarrior. I told you when we first started Sunwarrior, we were in a hotel room talking, and I was getting the scoop on her father was he opened the first health stores up. He was actually surfing, and he got actually water in his lungs, and he actually died from actually the prescription drugs they gave him and stuff in the hospital. He didn't die from old age. I mean, he was surfing at 90. And he was a big believer in fasting and cleansing. So that always taught me something. Show me the guys that look vibrant and healthy in their 60s, 70s, 80s. They must be doing something right. Those are the guys I'm searching and trying to look for. What's keeping them vibrant? What are they doing to keep them young? You know, so I want to kind of pass that on to, I'm trying to pass my experience that I'm learning from these guys on to the younger guys now so they can stay younger longer and perform healthier, you know, so.
Awesome.
That's kind of the journey Sunwarrior's taking in myself, basically.
That's great, man. And I think that's probably why we got connected, I think, because I think we're running parallel paths doing different things, you know, so I'm excited. And
oh, absolutely.
And we're always
proud. We're just messengers.
What's up?
We're messengers sending the message. You know, so that's kind of, I feel people are getting more open now. Why? The 2012, there's something behind the 2012. It's, you know, what's happening with 2012? I don't know if you're following that, but you can see the Earth is going through some dramatic stuff. Is it maybe we'll wake up and maybe we're people to just get the message out? I call it people of light that, you know, kind of are getting it by eating more conscious. You think more conscious. We're the people that can help make change, the way I look at it. You know, because through your message you can make change, and through your food, really you have to eat clean to have a higher vibrational thought. So I think I look at us as messengers, and we're connected for a reason. And that's, I think we just got to keep getting that message out to the masses, you know, and that's how we can make change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time today, man. I know we're probably at the top of the hour, but I think there's going to be a lot of good information in there for people who are kind of doing some research or just want to learn a little bit more, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.